guys, how's it going? I'm DiamondRushXD here, and welcome guys to another plugin showcase. Now, today's plugin showcase is on a really big plugin, PermissionsEX. This is huge, so if I make any mistakes, I want to apologize now, because this plugin is not something that you get overnight. Trust me, I've been learning this for a week, and I still don't know how full of it. So I'm going to show you guys basically what you need to know, and yeah. So, first thing you're going to need is the permissions plugin. And you can just go to here and download the current version. It's only to 1.9 still, so if you're 1.10, I'm sorry, it won't work. And after that, you're going to need, well, if you want to make some nice color text, like it says member on the side, and then it has your name, like member, and then if you're admin, it'll have admin, then your name, etc. You can download Essentials Chat right here. So as you can see, you can also download that. And this website is so you can check if anything is wrong. So if you just copy your permissions and then put it in here, it'll tell you exactly what's wrong. And of course, you're going to need Notepad++. Notepad++ is amazing for working with permissions and going in config of plugins. This you're going to need. It's essential. Now, the plugins I'm going to be working with is World Edit and Essentials. So if you guys want to go around, I'm going to be using that. And yeah, so let's get started, shall we? Alright, so I got my two basic plugins I want to use, Essentials and World Edit, and I got the main plugin, PermissionsEX, already installed. So I load up my server, I closed it down, and I have everything right here. So now we're going to go to PermissionsEX. We're not going to worry about the config, but we're going to go in permissions. Right here we can have a simple default group added. You guys can make your own, and I'm going to show you how to make at least 3 right now. Alright, so let's worry about the first one. First thing we can do is change its name. I don't want it to be called default, I want it to be. Next here you have the option, which this is by default. Whenever a player joins, they will go into this group, which is the normal member group. And you can actually change that to a different group if you want, but I recommend just keeping this on true, so every player that joins has a group to join. And that way, you don't have to add them into a group every time a new player joins. That saves you time, don't worry about that. Now here is where you add all your permissions, and let's say we want to add a permission to him. Yeah, let's add a permission. Let's go over here onto the website, let's see if we can find one. Let's add Essentials message, allows access to the message command. Alright, so I'm just going to copy the message, just so I don't get any errors or something like that. I'm going to go back, and right here I'm going to click enter once, and then I'm going to backspace all the way to the end, and then I'm going to click space so I can come back here. The reason that is, if you don't do it, you're going to mess up the whole system. That's how Notepad++ works. And yeah, okay, so now you're going to do is just add a dash, and then you're going to paste your command in, just like so. So we got a command, well, permission. Now I want to make sure that's lined up just like so you don't have it wrong. And we can actually add more just by doing the same thing again, the backspace, and then space again, adding the dash, and then adding another command. Let's just add one more. Let's see here. Message color, message format, message mail send. Let's add this one right here. This is just for the normal member. So I'm just going to click enter again, and there we go. So we have a basic group member. I want to go a little more into it. Let's add, I don't know, like a builder. That would be great. So the way we add a builder is, well, if you want to add one, I'm just doing this for example. We're going to click enter once. We're going to go backspace again so we don't mess it up. And it's about 4 backspaces, just if you guys are wondering. We're going to go twice, and then we're going to add a new group. I'm going to call this builder. I'm going to double dot, and then I'm going to click enter again. And then I'm going to backspace 1, 2. I'm going to click space again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we're not going to worry about the options because that's not actually necessary for the moment. Now, what we're going to do is add permissions. We're just going to type that in, and we're going to go double dot again. And then we're going to go under it, and we're going to add all the permissions for it. Now, let's say I want to add world edit permissions. And right here, I have a ton, and I really don't want to add all of them. Just look at it. It's a lot. It's too much. Now, as you can see here, a lot of them begin with world edit. Every single one of them. World edit, world edit. And that actually saves us a lot of time. What we're going to do is mainly just copy in the world edit dot. I'm going to copy this part right here. And then all we're going to do is just add a dash, make sure it's lined up. We're going to click space again, and then we're going to add the permission. Now, what we're going to do now is give this certain group all the access to world edit. So what we do is click, well, we don't click, we just press the star. That's it. This little star here gives us access to every single command that begins with world edit, or depending on the plugin you're using. So now, let's say we don't want them to use a certain command. I don't know, like delete tree, or let's just make this one, like just a random one. Let's say we don't want them to have access to this command. Well, that's pretty simple. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna come over here. We're gonna click enter, backspace all the way again, and then we're gonna add a slash, and then we're gonna add another slash, and then we're gonna add the command. That way, this slash here is not allowing the command to be executed by this certain group. That way, you don't have to add every single command one by one, and then just ignore a few that you don't want in the group. This will just help you a ton, and will just speed up your process, of course. Okay, so pretty much I'm done here with this one. I'm gonna add a admin. Let's add an admin. Now, I'm gonna click backspace again. I'm gonna add 1, 2. I'm gonna type in admin. Of course, depending on what you want. I'm gonna click enter again, backspace, count 4, and then type in permissions, double dot, and then click space again. So let's add some permissions for him. So right here, I found the ban command. I'm gonna add this one. So let's Control C, and let's go to command. All right, so we're gonna add a slash, and then we're gonna add this one. Make sure it's lined up. Oh, I done mess up. All right, there we go. So I want them to have access to all the ban commands. That means you can ban it for a certain amount of time. I'm just gonna add the star, and I'm gonna click enter again, and I'm gonna add another command, which is gonna be the kick command. All right, so I want them to have all the kick commands. Now what I'm doing here is I'm not giving access to I'm not giving them all the access to essentials command. I'm giving them the access to the ban commands and the kick commands. I'm gonna show you it right here. All right, let's line this up so we don't mess up. Okay, so I'm gonna add the star again. Now this way, everything that goes after this dot is what we're giving them access to. So let's hear kick command, for example. So kick I have no idea how to say that. Kick notify, and kick all, and that's basically all the commands. So all of these commands right here that have kick before it is gonna be considered in. So we're only gonna give them access to the kick commands and not all the essentials commands. That's gonna help a lot. And all right, so we got a few commands here. Let's just add a few more. I don't know. Let's add this one. Allows to access to inceive. I have no idea what that is. I'm just gonna add them. Sorry, I'm really newbie here. Okay, so we're just gonna add it. Click space once, type it in, make sure it's lined up, and I don't want them to have access to certain commands. Okay, let's give them a certain command I don't want them to have access to, which is the set jail. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna type in enter again, backspace, and then I'm gonna come over here, add a slash, and then add another slash, add a command in, and now they do not have access to this command. That's great. And what I want to do is I actually want to have them, I want them to have access to all the builder commands. Yeah, well, not commands, sorry, builder permissions. I'm just going to call them commands because it's the same thing. And I really don't want to type it. It's just two lines here, but I really don't want to type this all over again. But what we can do is inherit it. Now, the way we do that is pretty simple. All you have to do is come over here to the last command. You want to click enter. Well, to last permission. I'm sorry, I'm doing it again. You want to backspace all the way, and then wherever the dash is, you just want to come over here and then type in inherent. Just like that, want to add double dot, and then you want to click enter once, and now you just want to click slash and add the group name. Make sure you type it exactly the way it is so you don't mess up. Let's say builder, so they're going to have all the commands from this one. So let's just add builder here, Control C, and then Control V here. And I actually want them to have also the member permissions. All right, so let's add permissions for them as well. Let's add a slash and boom. Okay, make sure this is lined up. You don't want to mess up. Trust me. If you mess up one thing, it's gonna mess the hub everything. It's gonna mess up everything. And I actually want the builder to have all the member. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna click enter once. We're gonna backspace, and then we're gonna line it up, and then type inherent and double dot. Click enter once. Put a dash, not a star, sorry, dash, and then we're gonna add the group name, which is member. Now this is inheriting all the permissions from the member group, and the admin is inheriting all the permissions from the builder and the member group. Now let's add just one more group so we can finish this off and you guys can have a basic idea. So I'm going to click enter again. I'm going to backspace all the way, count 2, and then I'm going to call this VIP. I'm going to click double dot again, click enter, backspace all the way, click 1, 2, 3, 4, and then add permissions. And then click double dot again, click enter, backspace all the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to add a dash and we're going to add up permissions for the VIP. So let's add some permissions for the VIP here. I don't know, vanish. Oh, vanish PvP. This would be great. Perfect. So I'm going to click Control C. I'm going to go all the way and add this permission. And let's also add set spawn, set weather, back, del home. Yeah, home bed. This works perfectly. I'm going to add about 3. Let's add 3 permissions for him. And there we go. So right here we add another one. Let's just add one more. Essentials TP right here. This is perfect. All right, we're going to add it and enter dash and walla beam walla boom. We're going to line that up so it's not wrong. And okay, so we have this small list of commands permissions right here. And I want this to inherent, not the builder, but only the members. So I'm going to click enter again. I'm going to backspace all the way. And then I'm going to line it up, type in inherent. I'm going to click double dot, click enter again. And I want it to inherit all the member groups, so I'm just going to type in member. Alright, so we're pretty good with that. We got a lot of groups right here with some with certain permissions and some with different permissions, inheritance, and etc. I want to customize them a bit. And the way you customize it, you're going to need Essentials Chat for this to work. Make sure you download that plugin. And I'm going to add it in a few bit. I'm just going to do this real quick. Now, the way you do it is you're going to have to add the options to each one of these. Alright, that's pretty simple, right? Okay, so let's go start with the builder. We're going to go to the builder right here in the top. We're going to click enter once. We're going to backspace. And then we're going to click, and then we're just going to go space all the way and type in options. I want to type that in correctly at least. And then click double dot. And we'll click enter. And then right here, at least 2. So 1, 2. Here you're going to type in prefix. And then double dot. Now in front of prefix, you want to add a space, and then you add a colon. Is that a colon? I'm gonna call it. I don't care. And then you want to add your name. This is gonna be like that right in front of the player's name. This is gonna tell them which group they are in. So for the builder, I'm just gonna type in builder, and you can actually color code it, which is I'm gonna leave a color code right in screen right about now. So check that out. I'm just gonna add a random. I don't know what this one is. I'm going to add some space, and then I'm just going to go space again and add a colon. Now, something you can do to actually make this look a lot cooler is, let's see, you can keep this together. You don't really have to separate it, is add brackets. Just like so, you can add brackets. It looks pretty cool. I recommend leaving at least one space so you don't touch it, and leave one space right here. That way it looks a lot better. And we're going to do this to basically all of them. So we're going to go right on top of admin, and we're going to click enter. We're going to backspace all the way. And then line it up with permissions, type in options, click double dot again, click enter, and then count 1, 2, and then add prefix. Everything so far looks right. And what we're going to do now is under this, we're going to just leave this, we're going to click enter. We're going to type in users. We're going to click double dot, we're going to click enter. Wait, I typed that wrong. Click double dot, click enter, and then we're going to count 1, 2. And we're going to type in the player's name here. So this is a great way to add your players if you want to add them to a certain group. This is the best way to do it. And I'm just going to add my name. All right, there we go. I'm going to click enter again, making sure there's a double dot right here, so it's that dark blue. We're going to click enter, 2 spaces, and then we're going to add a dash, and we're going to add the group name, which I'm going to add myself to builder. I want to be a builder. That's right. Okay, so we have everything set up here. Here's one simple thing. You can actually add certain permissions just for a player. So right here, I'm going to click enter. I'm going to go dash again. No, not dash. What we're going to do is type in permissions, click double dot, click enter. And right here, we're just going to add our permissions. I set. Let's see, what permissions can we add? Let's give myself /warp. So this is going to be a permission that only I have. All right, yeah, that's normal. Okay, so let's just go here and type it in. Make sure there's a space, and like so. right there. So only I have this certain permissions that you can give to a certain player. All right, and okay, that looks good. Let's say we messed up. Let's go, I don't know, to permissions right here. For the first member, let's say if I click enter, add here, and give them also this permission. But let's say if I did it wrong, I close it off right here. First of all, I'm gonna save this so I don't lose it. All right, so as you can see right there, that part is wrong. I'm gonna copy all of this. I'm gonna copy everything, Control C it, and you guys want to do is go to the link. Well, go into the description below and come to this website, ymal. I don't know if I'm saying that correct. And all you want to do is add everything that you just did. And as you can see here, line 9, column 5. Okay, let's go to line 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right here, it's wrong. And it will tell you exactly what's wrong. I'm going to click space. And I'm just going to copy it all over again. And I'm going to see if it's right. So let's just delete everything and add a new one. So there's also another error that I didn't see. So let's see. Line 41. So right here, 41. What I did wrong is I forgot to add group. So yeah, sorry about that. You have to do is type in group and then add double dot, and then it will be right. Okay, so let's check it out again. Control C, and we're gonna remove all of this. Control V, and as you can see right here, it showed all the command exactly. That way, you know everything is correct. So this website, perfect to see what you did wrong. Okay, so I'm gonna save everything right here. Alright guys, so that's everything you need to know. I'm sorry if I messed anything up. Of course, this is a pretty big plugin, so there's probably something I messed up. And yeah, so if you guys have liked this video, don't forget to like and share with your friends, etc. And I'm DiamondRushXD, and I'm out. I'll see you guys next time.